really bad here. Okay, so this is a follow-up video in regards to the Honest Abe video. So everyone saw the email, and he's already trying to spin it in the sense of that whatever. But the main point of this video, and a key takeaway, is this: that in all our videos, we will give you our take on what transpired, right? But the one thing that should be the most important thing that you should take away from any of our videos, any of them, is that we give you what we are going to speak about, right? So at the end, what we presented in regards to, let's say, Honest Abe email, you may take it another way. Or you may know Honest Abe and say, well, that's not what he really meant. But let me say this to all of you. No one is psychic. Let me also say this, that everyone that you think you know online, you do not know, alright? So when someone presents something to you, you must or should take it at face value. Because at the end, they will turn around and say, well, I told you so. They will use it at their own convenience. So either they'll say, nah, you know me, you know I wouldn't do that. Or they'll say, well, I said it, I told you. Both scenarios covers themselves. And that's what they all do. They always say, you know me. No, you don't know anyone online. You just don't. Alright? You have certain feelings. You look at behavior. You look at what they put out, what they say. And then you can, make your own judgment. But at the end, when someone shows you to be a snake, that's not something to just dismiss. There is no way in hell Honest Abe could come on and state that stating I am actively trolling a number of the YouTube channels on your list. Now what do? We expose, right? We expose you to the world. We call officials, we call child protective services, we call animal abuse, we call jobs, we do all that. It says it right there on our screen. So he's telling us, hey, I'm trolling the channels you're targeting. And he's gathering information on them. And he goes on to say, I play coy on a lot of stuff I already know a lot about. Even took on Bird on a recent shit show. How do you misinterpret that? How do you misinterpret he's actively trolling channels that is on our list? He has a lot of shit on them, and he took on Bird. So he's gathering information, right? The problem is that people think that he is us. So then he turns around and says, let's do this. Help me keep my cover. Would you be willing to help me out a little and add both my names to a Tyrant list too? This will better help me keep myself stealthy. Where are we missing? What are we getting wrong when we say this motherfucker's out there gathering shit? Just because we saying it colorfully doesn't mean it takes away what was being said. We are quoting him. We are telling you he is trolling. We are telling you he's going and gathering people information. Just because I said it the way I just said it makes it false? It doesn't. Right? Because we give you the evidence. We show it to you. You can pause it right now and read it yourself, and you don't even have to listen to anything we state. So all of you do that. And at the end, you come to your own conclusion of what is being said there. You are not psychic. And remember this, they will always try to defend themselves. So either they're going to say, what? I really didn't mean that. So that means you have to be psychic. You know me. You know I was playing with them, right? Or, if need be, if something happens, he's gonna say, well, I did tell you so. Those are the only responses you're gonna get out of that. There's no other response you can get. So, if he goes with, I'm only playing with them, now I want you to take this away from all of you that's saying, I was just trying to fuck with them. How is telling us that you are all on the list? How is telling us to make him our enemy so he can infiltrate you more? And then give us information. Hey, go to the shit show. Look at, I took on Bird. Go to this link. Use that information. How is that helping all of you? How is him coming to us to try to do whatever? Let's say fuck with us. How is that? How is giving us information on all of you a good thing? How is it? It's not a good thing. We just said what we do. And he's telling us information. He's giving us information. We've demonstrated it to you. So how are we spinning anything? But if you want to listen to him and his bullshit, like Dodo Bird, at the end you just get caught up in the bullshit. Because there's nothing that he can say. At the end of the day, he gave us information. And that one email. He gave us a link. He told us who he outed, who he went after, who he took on. We give you the evidence. At the end, you can take whatever you want to take from it. That's all we can do is provide the information. They don't do that, alright? Or they will provide you a clip and then they'll reference 15 other events, right? To try to build their story, and you won't know that they duped you. But we, every time we mention something of another video, what do? We show you. So you can draw your own conclusion at the end. At the end, you can draw your own conclusion. We give it to you. Everything. So for him to go on to argue this email, to make light of it, No, you should not take this lightly. We've told you this so many times in how we get information, alright? People are giving us information now. We are on fucking autopilot. Before, we used to have to go and get the information, but now, you all turning on each other. But when you get called out, you get upset. Abe, your biggest mistake was underestimating us. Because at the end, what we think happened is that you thought you knew who we were. Because you was basing it on this fucking delusionary theory about our cartoons meant you knew who we were. So you figured that you will fuck us over, and then if we tried to come back at you, you would try to say, well, I know who you are, and I will expose you to everyone. You thought you had the upper hand on us. And that's where you failed. All of you. No one knows who we are. We are not part of it. I mean, how many times we have to say this over and over again, and you still don't get it. You still don't get it, but at the end, you are all fucking each other over. You are. And we're here. At the end. So, honest, you can say all you want to say. But at the end, someone's going to come at you, and I guarantee you will contact us with their information. You will. Because you know that's the best way to get at someone. To use an anonymous force. And you'll all do it. All of you. Okay? So, this is a lesson to all of you. If you want our help, that's fine. Send us information. But if you're going to send it to your personal account, just know, okay? If you try to attack our integrity, we must respond to show everyone that you are a fucking snake. Do not attack our integrity. You can say whatever you want to say about us. You can say we are the most horrible people in the world. You can say fuck we the people. You can say whatever you want to say, except say we're lying, we're manipulating, or anything like that. Because then we have to now stand up for our integrity in regards to any information that you're saying that we're lying about. So the only way to do it is to show communications, right? Because how you feel, we cannot prove otherwise. So we're going to give you how you feel. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. We can't take that away from you. But you will not attack our integrity. That you will not do. You want to say everything else? Go for it. You suck dick, you do this, you do that, go for it. We cannot prove otherwise. So we cannot argue that. But things that we can argue on, things that we can provide and prove, we will. So be mindful on how you come at us. No one knows who we are. So this thing that you have in your mind that you're going to try to out us, not possible. It is not possible. So you need to start thinking differently and stop listening to these idiots that are dragging you all into their story because they want you to get gobbled up with them. Misery loves company, right? Misery loves company. And whomever you have there is going to get some misery also. So be careful how you comment. Be careful who you side with, because they are documenting it. They're going to pull you into something that you do not want to be pulled into. I mean, we're saying it over and over again. We give you the evidence. We give it to you. And you still believe them. It's just crazy shit. But it still gives us the content we need, right? So that's that, okay? And believe what you want. We've given it to you. You want to believe him? You want to side with him? You want to believe his story? Because remember, when people get caught, they want to spin it a different way. But the email is the email. Read it. It's there. You decide what you take away from it. But at least we gave you something for you to draw your own conclusions on. They do not. They give you assumptions, they give you beliefs, they give you all these emotional bullshit without anything to back it up. But just look at their actions. Look at what they do. That tells you everything. How many times do these people, Dodo Bird, AC, Brett, Tonic, Steph, and so on, how many times do they need to burn you before you wake up? Once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many times? That's what you have to ask yourself. Because they have no allegiance to you. They don't even have allegiances to each other. So what makes you think you're special? Really? There's a video coming up, and we're going to give you the perfect example of how Bird operates and how he traps all of you. I mean, it's a perfect example of what we said before in regards to how Bird makes sure that he gets everyone to side with his delusionary acts, illegal acts. You don't even notice it, but we're going to point it out to you, and I bet you at the end you're all going to be like, shit, I'm going to show it to you. And we're also going to talk about the loser. He loses everything. Loser.